Rob, welcome to the show.
Afternoon, guys. How are you?
We're very well, thank you, Rob. How are you?
Thanks very much for having me. Very well, thanks.
You're welcome.
Congratulations on this excellent idea and extremely well executed.
Well, I'm not
It
sure.
wasn't a good idea, it was just well executed.
So,
Yeah.
Rob, we're going to start on a slightly sad note in the fact that we were very sorry to hear about the passing of David McGregor this week.
Yeah.
And we'd just like to send our heartfelt condolences to the TSL family on that news, because we know what an instrumental part he's played in the journey of TSL over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for asking. It is very sad news indeed. And of course, David was the co-founder of TSL many decades ago. And absolutely, I join you in our condolences to his family and the vast number of friends and colleagues he has in the industry. If anyone knew him, try walking down an aisle at any of the trade shows and it would take him, hours to get 100 meters. He was an absolute legend.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's turn our sights back to IBC, and we want to talk about what TSL is showing there and how you're evolving the products to meet the demands of today's users. So off you go.
Yeah, thanks very much. There's a lot of news to give you, so 5 minutes is going to be a press. I apologise if I therefore speak extremely quickly. Business is going quite well. We're seeing growth back led by the USA and then into parts of Europe and more recently in the last quarter in the Middle East. But it's still patchy in the sense that parts of North and Southeast Asia are still a bit tricky. But we've got a lot of show news for you. We've got a lovely new booth. We've got some exciting new technology and some new faces on the TSL booth, myself included. But that extends to Matthew Quaid, who's the new CEO as of last Monday. So he will be there, and looking forward to meeting lots of you if you want to swing by. Our focus at the show is really on three core things: audio monitoring, control solutions, and power management. So if I take them one by one, on the control solutions side of things, that's about 50% of our business these days and growing pretty quickly. At IBC 2019, just before then, we acquired a company in LA called DNF Controls, and they were quite well established in North America. And so this is our first proper European showing of their technology in Europe on our booth. And essentially, we're now branding that TSL Control and a global branding. And the idea is to have the best of both technologies melded together. Essentially, when we talk about control, it's about human and machine interface, but increasing the machine and machine interface. So you have intelligent workflows and triggers and so on. We offer physical interfaces. They'll all be on the booth, as well as virtual interfaces, which we'll be able to show you, and we can customize those and build them for our end users. So many of our SIs are enabled to develop those own custom interfaces themselves as well. So that's a unique differentiator of one of our control solutions. We offer remote workflows. We also offer hybrid workflows between SDI and or IP. And I think Alison mentioned it this morning about the skills shortage. So one of the things that we are really pitching is the ability to do more with the same number of staff, or the same amount of stuff with fewer production staff. It's one of the challenges we're facing. So we're also on the hiring campaign when we're at the show. So if anyone wants a job, definitely come and search us out, or send an email to careers@tslproducts.com.
There we go. There's a job offer on the show for somebody.
Absolutely. So a couple of examples of that late last year. One of the things I think we want to promote is that, going back to David, everyone thinks they know TSL and what we do. In fact, there's a lot more to us that we need to kind of promote and get out there. Yeah. And so one example of the control offering is the ability to do dynamic ad insertion. And so late last year, we sold Sky a little niche bespoke system that was based on SCTI markers for dynamic program insertion based on protocols -35 and 104. So that enables splice commands, manual override, stop and skip commands, certainly in things like live sports or network break-in and break-out. That's a big thing. The other thing that we've got to announce at the show is a new IP routing control system that we're calling X Connect. It's essentially a control layer It has a user interface and distributed control processor node architecture, so it's scalable. And essentially what XConnect does is it ensures all the individual pieces of broadcast audio and video equipment can be found, launched and managed across a network using IP media routing. We're utilizing NMOS, so it's vendor agnostic, and it's one of the things that TSL has always been, like the Swiss of the broadcast world, because we don't make routers and we're not trying to sort of do bespoke stuff that's proprietary. What we want to do is to offer protocols to everybody. So this means if we're vendor agnostic, then we're highly compatible to existing workflows as well as new media devices. We're basing this technology on common off-the-shelf technology, so it's COTS. That means it's scalable, and also because it's TSL, it's extremely cost-effective. And we've got real-life examples of that. Earlier this year, we installed a couple of systems at JP Morgan with Diversified, and also the Berklee School of Music in Boston. I've also got a real-life installation of this. Those two particular ones are based on Riedel embryonics fabric, but so it's an interesting thing to come and talk to us about that. Great. The second part of this was audio monitoring. Everyone knows us for our audio monitors. We do SDI and IP monitoring. We've got the whole gamut of offerings there. We have announced a new platform called SamQ. We sold many of those in the SDI format, but we are also launching a native 1 gig connection with no SFP that's required. So that saves on real estate in the switch. Obviously it's video only. And then the third thing is power management. So we've got some really cool power management solutions here. Intelligent 2 inputs, 14 outputs. You can do remote control of turning on and off and recycling individual ports. Billable accuracy level, it saves power. It's very cool about the ability to audit how much power is being consumed and be able to turn stuff off when it's not in use. So it extends the life of the stuff in a rack.
And feeding into our sustainability.
Rob, we are completely out of time. Rob, where can people find all this amazing technology?
We've always been and always will be at the front of Hall 10.
Yeah.
I wanted to say we're on B52 because that would be quite funny, but we're actually on B41.
It's close. It's close.
We might be able to get a B52 at the beach if we're lucky.
Rob, thank you very much indeed, and we're looking forward to seeing you in Amsterdam. Thank you.
Great. Look forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. Right.